the concept of remembering God is in all the religions of the world. For example, in the Christian theology, it is explained God is great. But how great God is, they don't have much details about it. But when it comes to the Vedic scriptures, the wonderful thing is the greatness of God is explained in detail. There is something to contemplate upon, there is something to meditate upon, there is something to focus our minds upon.
Maduram, Madure, Madura, Madura.
Ah, yes,
Nayanam,
absolutely.
Maduram. So each and every aspect you can meditate on it.
It's a very beautiful song by Sripad Vallabhacharya actually.
Yes.
Madhurashtakam. See, some times ago in a Kumbh Mela, one of our monks in our temple, he had gone out to visit all the pandals. And then he was a little tired, he sat underneath a tree for a while and then he got up and then again continued ahead. And when he had walked sufficiently far away, maybe 1 or 2 kilometers, suddenly he realized that he had forgotten his uttari. He walked back 1 or 2 kilometers to collect his shawl once again. And then to his surprise, in front of the tree, there was a huge line. People who are thoughtful, they lose faith in the principle of Bhakti Yoga. They feel Bhakti Yoga is for the mindless people. But actually, according to the scriptures, Bhakti, the emotions should be properly channelized. I've been chanting the same Hare Krishna Maha Mantra at least 2 hours every day for the past 27 years. And I want to do more of it. You don't become bored of it. Ramayana, the first time Ramanand Sagar's Ramayana was run, there was like curfew on the streets. And recently when there was a rerun, again it broke all records.
Pranam Prabhuji.
Ram.
So from devotion or full devotion to the Supreme, we move on to Opulence of the Supreme. Chapter 10.
Yes.
Where he shows his grand opulence and what he's all about and what we can look forward to. Yeah.
So the 10th chapter is called Vibhuti Yoga. So Vibhuti is opulence. And Krishna in this particular chapter, he describes his opulences. And right at the get-go, he speaks this verse. Bhuya eva mahabaho shrunu me paramam vachah yatteham priyamanaya vakshami hitakamyaya. Bhuya eva mahabaho. Krishna is speaking on his own now. And he's telling here, without being questioned by Arjuna, on his own he is speaking. Bhuya eva mahabaho shrunu me param vachah. Supreme instructions, supreme knowledge I am going to impart you now. Paramam vachaha. And why he is going to speak about his own opulence? See, you raised this point in the previous session also, that people often feel that Krishna sounds to be egoistic.
Is he boasting too much?
Is he boasting too much? And to clarify this, he is telling in this particular verse, Yatteham priyamanaya. Because you are very dear to me, vakshami hitakami. I am speaking all this for your benefit.
And you don't mind boasting to someone who is very close to you also.
Yeah, that is also there.
That's always there.
Yes. Yeah. See, the more we know about God, the more we will be benefited. See, the entire spiritual path is explained. From a certain perspective, it is all about elevating our consciousness to the level of Sattva and beyond. Actually, even Sattva Guna is considered to be within the purview of material existence only.
Correct. That you mentioned in the past also.
Yes. The goal here is to go beyond the level of Sattva. And God is situated on that level, on the platform of Shuddha Sattva. And so the more we focus our mind, attention on God, the more we will be elevated to the platform of Shuddha Sattva. It's as simple as that. So, see, the concept of remembering God is in all the religions of the world. But in most religions of this world, they don't have much to meditate upon God. For example, in the Christian theology, it is explained God is great. But how great God is, they don't have much details about it. See, God is great, God is great. How many times will you discuss it? Beyond a certain level, it becomes cliched. But when it comes to the Vedic scriptures, the wonderful thing is the greatness of God is explained in detail.
Hmm.
There is something to contemplate upon, there is something to meditate upon, there is something to focus our minds upon. And because of that, we are able to spend more time focusing on
Various
Krishna,
aspects of God.
various aspects of God, and that's how our consciousness will get elevated. So, more facility is there for us to focus on God,
So
more
it's like
facility.
Maduram, Madure, Madura, Madura.
Ah, yes,
Nayanam,
absolutely.
Maduram. So each and every aspect you can meditate on
Made upon the sweetness.
and feel nice about it. Right?
It's a very beautiful song by Sripad Vallabhacharya, actually.
Yes, yes.
Madhurashtakam. So, that's what Krishna is telling here. For your benefit, Vakshami hita kamyaya. And then he begins. He says that Name vidus suragana prabhavam na maharshaya amadiri devanam maharshanam jadarvashah. Neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences. For in every respect, I am the source of the demigods and sages. It's a very logical thing
That
here.
we saw even last time, in the previous chapter. Right?
Yes. See, your children, they will have limited knowledge about you because they are born after you. And because they are born after you, they will have limited understanding of what you did prior to their birth. So Krishna is telling, because the demigods and the sages are born of me, naturally they can't know me in full.
Correct.
So, he himself has to explain about himself. He who knows me as unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme lord of all the worlds, he only undeluded among men, is freed from all sins. And verse number 4 and 5 is this. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame and infamy. All these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. And then, the 7 great sages and before them the 4 other great sages and the Manus come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. And then he speaks a group of 4 verses, 8, 9, 10, 11. Often these 4 verses put together, they are called the Chaturshloki Bhagwad Gita.
I see. Like the Chaturshloki in the Srimad?
Srimad Bhagavad.
Yeah.
Correct.
That also sort of summarizes the entire Srimad.
In the 2nd canto.
Correct.
So here, this is considered with essence. 10.8, 10.9, 10.10 and 10.11. A lot of acharyas, they say that these 4 verses give the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. So what does he say in these 4 verses? Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Everything emanates from me. Matta sarvam pravartate. Iti matva bhajante mam. The wise who perfectly know this, what do? Buddha bhava samanvita bhajante mam. They engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Correct. See, iti matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. See, Bhakti Yoga, we do service of Sri Krishna. It's a combination of Buddha and Bhava. Buddha means what? Using our intelligence. See, there is a scope of utilizing our intelligence also here, understanding the scriptures, understanding the words of God, and then Bhava, which is emotions of the heart. It's a combination of head and heart.
Mind and
Intelligence. Combination of mind and intelligence, head and heart. That's when it becomes very beautiful. Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Adi, Pancharatra, Vidinvida, Aikantikir, Harer, Bhaktir, Utpataya, Yuva Kalpate, it is explained that. Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Adi, Pancharatra, Pancharatriki within Vina. Without the guidance of the Shruti Shastras, Smriti Shastras, Pancharatriki Shastra, Aikantiki Rahari Bhakti. A Bhakti, devotion which is directionless, only creates havoc in society. Utpata yaiva kalpate, it is explained. See, some times ago there was this, in a Kumbh Mela, generally we have our own setup in Kumbh Mela also. So, many years ago, in one of the Kumbh Melas, I think it was in Nasik or Allahabad, I'm not really sure, Prayag. So, there, what had happened was, one of our monks in our temple, he had gone out to visit all the pandals. The various akhadas he was visiting and seeing what is happening there, out of curiosity. And then he was a little tired, he sat underneath a tree for a while. And then he got up and then again continued ahead. And when he had walked sufficiently far away, maybe 1 or 2 kilometers, suddenly he realized that he had forgotten his uttari, his shawl at the tree. See, on a branch of the tree, he had put his shawl like that. There was some kind of thing protruding out of the tree and he had put his shawl around it. And while coming from there, he had forgotten it. He had left it there. So he thought, I'll go back and collect it. He walked back 1 or 2 kilometers to collect his shawl once again. And then, to his surprise, in front of the tree, in front of where he had put his shawl, there was a huge line. And he went to collect his shawl. They're saying, hey, line mein aao, line mein aao. So they were all bowing down in front of. See, this is the state of Indian affairs a lot of times, See, that is why people who are thoughtful, they lose faith in the principle of Bhakti Yoga. They feel Bhakti Yoga is for the thoughtless, for the mindless people. But actually, according to the scriptures, Bhakti, the emotions should be properly channelized. As per the direction of Shruti, Smriti, Puranas, etc. When that is done properly, it will have a fulfilling experience. Otherwise, it will remain on a very superficial, sentimental platform. So that is what Krishna is trying to make the point here. Buddha Bhava Samanvita. Combination of Buddha, intelligence, and Bhava, emotions of the heart. And we'll be able to do it to the extent we are convinced of this principle, that actually everything emanates from God, from Shri Krishna. And then the second verse of the Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita is Macchitta madgata prana bodhayantaha parasparam gatayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Macchitta madgata prana. See, my devotees, for them I am their pran. And they are constantly absorbing their minds in thoughts of me. Macchitta madgata prana bodhayantaha parasparam. And they discuss about me amongst themselves. And when they do it, katayantascha mam nityam, when they do it, when they discuss my katha amongst their midst, they experience tushyanti cha ramanti cha. They experience a sense of satisfaction and a sense of joy. See, it's very pleasing to the heart. See, topics connected to God, they are not ordinary topics, you see. See, when I first came in touch with spirituality and I was told about chanting of the holy names of God, I was told a very simple principle. I was told that any ordinary sound vibration, if you repeat it over and over again, you will become tired of it.
You get bored.
You get bored of it. I remember when I was in school, there was this movie, Bollywood movie that had come up, Bazigar. And I had bought the cassette of it, of the songs. And I used to play it over and over and over again. And I used to think that I'll never get bored of it. But within a month or so, I felt like just vomiting as soon as it was played. Because that's the nature of material sound vibration. But the nature of spiritual sound vibration is, I've been chanting the same Hare Krishna Maha Mantra at least 2 hours every day for the past 27 years. And I want to do more of it. You don't become bored of it. Because it's coming from a different level. It's coming from a different platform. The more you do it, the more you discuss it, the more the joy you'll derive from it. So you can see that, isn't it? Ramayana, the first time, Ramanand Sagar's Ramayana was run, There was like curfew on the streets. And recently when there was a rerun, again it broke all records. The same thing. And then so many versions of Ramayana is coming up. Mahabharata also. Redo everything. But the point here is, it's transcendental sound vibrations, spiritual sound vibrations, which gives you joy the more you do it. And this is what Krishna is telling here. This is how my devotees experience joy by engaging in these activities.
Discuss about me.
Yes. See, on the path of bhakti, there are 9 limbs. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada, Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So, Bhakti Yoga, there are these 9 steps. Shravanam, hearing. Hearing in the association of devotees, in the association of like-minded people. Kirtanam. Kirtanam is chant. Kirtanam is including not just singing the holy names of God. Chanting the holy names of God also comes under Kirtana. Discussing about God. Discussing Gita is also Kirtana. Discussing Krishna Leela is also Kirtana. Anywhere where you actually verbally express about God, that is Kirtana. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. It should be connected to God. Smaranam. When we do Shravanam and Kirtanam very nicely, then naturally it becomes more and more easier to remember God. See, the more we remember God, the more we spiritually elevate ourselves. Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. Pada Sevanam is serving the feet of God. See, it can be understood in multiple ways. One way in which Pada Sevanam can be understood is because devotees are considered to be situated at the feet of God. Serving devotees is also Pada Sevanam.
I see.
Another way of understanding Pada Sevanam is we use our feet for the service of God. How do we use our feet in the service of God? By traveling to holy places.
Achha.
Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, then Archanam.
So, Padsevanam is not actually servicing the foot of the feet.
That is one way of understanding
That's
it.
one way of.
Another way of understanding it is we use our feet for the service of God by visiting the holy places of pilgrimage. And Archanam, worshipping the deity form of God. Vandanam, offering prayers to God. Dasyam, considering ourselves to be a servant of God. Sakhyam, acting as a friend of God. Like if you are somebody's friend, you will try to benefit the friend. So spreading the message of God is an aspect of Sakhyam. We take the message of the Gita to so many people, message of the Bhagavatam to so many people, that is Sakhyam. And Atmanivedanam is totally surrendering ourselves wholesale to God. Now that's a very high level. But see, a lot of these limbs, 9 things, they overlap with each other also. For example, Archanam, it goes hand in hand with Vandanam.
Yeah, prayer. Yeah.
Prayer. And also, even when we are doing Kirtanam, when we are chanting the names of God, it is meaningless unless we have got a prayerful mood while doing it. So there is a mix of all these things. But overall, broadly speaking, these are the 9 limbs of. But the most important are the first and the second. Shravanam and Kirtanam. If we simply do Shravanam and Kirtanam nicely means with attention. See, without attention, it is useless. Focusing our full attention on it, and also in the association of like-minded people. When we engage in Shravanam and Kirtanam, we will make fast progress, very fast progress. See, in one of the Puranas, Lord Vishnu, he says, Narad Muni, Nam Tishtami Vaikunte Yoginam Hridayeshva Yatra Gayanti Madbhakta Tatra Tishtami Narada. He says that, Nam Tishtami Vaikunte. I am not situated in Vaikuntha planets. Like, he's explained of course he is situated in Vaikuntha planets also. But to emphasize what he's going to say, he's kind of bringing about a contrast here. Nam Tishtami Vaikunte. I am not situated in Vaikuntha. Yoginam Hridayeshu. I am not situated within the hearts of the yogis also. Where am I situated? Tatra Tishtami Narada. I am situated in that place. Yatra Gayanti Madbhakta. Where my devotees are chanting my glories. I am situated in that particular place. So, wherever with devotion, devotees come together and chant the glories of the Lord is helplessly attracted to that place. And devotees also experience the presence of God in that association. And we experience that presence of God with this beyond any ordinary material experience of this world. And when we experience that higher taste, then our trust and faith in the process grows. Reinforces.
Yeah.
And we grow on the path. And that's what Krishna is telling here. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service. And they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. And then Krishna says in the text number 10, Tesham sadata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. Tesham sadata yuktanam. For devotees who are in this way constantly engaged in the Navamidha Bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, etc. And they're doing it with priti purvakam.
Full devotion.
With devotion, with a sense of affection, with a sense of love. Dadami buddhi yogam tam, I give them the intelligence. Intelligence for what? Dadami buddhi yogam tam yenama upayantiti. I give them the intelligence to return to me. So Krishna personally helps us, such sincere devotees, how to come back to the spiritual sky, how to end the repeated cycle of birth and death. That's what Krishna is telling here. And then he continues along the same principle in the next verse also. Tesham evanukampartam aham ajnana jamtamah nashyami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasvada. Tesham evanukampartam. Out of anukampa, out of compassion towards them, what do I do? Aham ajnana jamtamah nashyami. I eradicate the darkness within their hearts. See, again the same point that I had mentioned earlier also, on the path of Bhakti, the path of Bhakti is very special because we have got perfect support system here. We are not on our own. Seeing our sincerity, Krishna, he is telling that I remove the jnana within their hearts. Nashami atma bhavastu jnana deepena bhasvata. Jnana deepa, the light of knowledge, I light it within their hearts, which might be covered with darkness. And as soon as, see, it's the path of grace. Bhakti Yoga is the path of grace. And grace is very important in Kali Yuga. See, in Kali Yuga, when you are on the spiritual path, you're practically speaking trying to swim against the current. And very soon, we will lose our breath. It will be very difficult to continue on our own. So, all the more important in Kali Yuga is to have that additional grace which is available. And how to get that grace is explained in these verses. When we come into the association and discuss, even right now we are also doing Kirtanam only. We are discussing the teachings of Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. That is also Kirtanam. That synergy, it helps us progress on the spiritual path very quickly. See, the example is given, have you eaten pan?
Yeah, Banarsi. I am Banarsi.
So in pan, see the ingredients, they are of different colors. There is a green patta, this, that, arak nut and all these things. But when you chew it, something new comes out of it. The red color, which wasn't there initially. See, so that is why the people who are coming together for the satsang, they might have their materialistic shades. But the power of satsang is such that something new comes out of it. A spiritual enlightenment, a spiritual progress, even the people who are participating in it may not be on that level. They rise above themselves through this satsang. And the magic of that Krishna is explaining in these verses, because Krishna personally becomes present in that particular association to elevate that sangha of devotees. And then, when Arjuna hears this, the Chaturshloka Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, he expresses his heart here. Arjuna vacha, param brahma param dhama pavitram paramam bhavan. Krishna, Arjuna, he accepts. Krishna, I understand that you are Parabrahman, the Supreme Lord, and Param Dhama, the ultimate sustenance of everything that exists. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, you are the purest, and you are supreme in every respect. Paramam Bhavan. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam, you are the Divya Purusha, a transcendental personality. Adidevam, the origin of all devatas. Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. You're unborn. You're the greatest. Ahustvam Rishayas Sarve. Devarshir Naradastata. Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chayo Bhavishme. Again here, see, even though Arjuna is in an emotional state of happiness, having heard about Krishna's divinity, but nonetheless, he is not losing track of his intellect here. He glorifies Krishna as Param, Brahma, Param, Dhama, etc. But immediately he follows it up by saying that this has been told about you by the rishis, including Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa, etc. See, Krishna is right in front of him, and Arjuna is telling Krishna that,
I already know this.
I'm reaffirming this because rishis are telling this. I'm not taking you on face value. See, this is Vedic wisdom. God is in front of you. You don't accept even God dogmatically. You accept God because professors of spirituality have approved that he is God. So Arjuna is telling Krishna on the face that already Asita, Devala, Vyasa have told this about you, and now you yourself are confirming this, so I am accepting it. See, the intellect is not lost here. There is a point here. See, it's a very important thing to understand. A lot of people get this thing wrong about bhakti. That it's only emotional, sentimental. No, it's very philosophical. So Arjuna is accepting this. And then he says, Sarvameta dhratam manye yanmam vadazigeshava nahi te bhagavan vyakti vidur devanadana. Oh Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. See, you are telling me, and then all these
people have told me.
Now I'm totally accepting it. Neither the demigods nor the demons, O Lord, can understand your personality. Indeed, you alone know yourself by your own internal potency. O Supreme Person, Origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe. Now he says, Vaktum Maharasi Asheshena Divyahi Atma Vibhutaya Yabhir Vibhuti Bhir Lokan Imam Stom Vyapatishtasi. Arjuna wants to know in detail. Vaktum Maharasi Asheshena, in detail, explain me. What? Please tell me in detail of your divine opulences by which you pervade all these worlds.
So now he's interested in more detail.
He is interested in more details. Now Krishna has told that I pervade everything comes from me. Arjuna wants this subject matter in more detail. See, this is understandable. He addressed Sri Krishna as Kamala Patraksha. Isn't it? See, he has affection for Sri Krishna.
So you can look at the detail in two ways really. One is I'm still not convinced. So tell me more, or I'm anxious to hear more about it really.
See, at this particular point of time, he's convinced. That's what he's expressing. After getting convinced also, he's not satiated. He wants to know more about it.
Yeah.
See, when you have an affection for somebody, you want to know more about them.
Correct. It sounds very much like Parikshit Raja you see in
Srimad Bhagavad.
Every time he's very anxious to
know more
and more. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about this. Yeah.
So it's along the same lines here. And Asheshena, in detail. See, it's like, I've seen often the case with parents. You talk anything with them, and sometimes so many topics you're discussing with them, they might feel bored. But if you raise the topic of their children, they can go on talking for 1 hour, 2 hours.
Yeah.
This, that. That is the nature of affection. You want to know more and more details. So Arjuna, out of affection for Shri Krishna, is telling Krishna that give me more details of your greatness. I want to know more details about your greatness. O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you, and how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? See, one is affection. Another thing is, the more we know about God, the more it is easier to remember Him. See, right now, we are far away from God. See, it's a paradox. God is very close to us, at the same time, He is far away from us. God is very close to us in the sense that we are very dear to God. And God is very far away from us in the sense that we have kept God far away from our lives.
It's probably the other way around. We are far away from God.
Yeah, we have kept God far away from our lives, in the sense that we want to be averse to God. But God wants to be close to us. So here, Arjuna is expressing to Sri Krishna that I want to be able to remember you even while I am a part of this world. How I can see you even amongst the various manifestations of this creation. See, the example is, once Prabhupada ji, the founder of ISKCON, he was explaining to some of his disciples in an informal conversation in his room that how do you remember God always? See, one level of remembrance is, you're actually in touch with God because of your elevated state of consciousness. But when you are not so elevated, when you are not able to see God in person, how do you remember God constantly? So Prabhupada gave a very simple example. Prabhupada, he had his spectacles on the table. And Prabhupada asked his disciples, when you see these spectacles, what do you remember? So the disciples said that, when I see the spectacles, I remember that it is Prabhupada's spectacles. And the pen, this is Prabhupada's pen. Then the pen or the spectacle is not Prabhupada's. It's energy of Prabhupada.
Correct.
But you are able to see that connection between the energy and the energetic. So as soon as you see the energy, you remember the energetic also. Similarly, we may not be able to see energetic right now because our consciousness is not sufficiently purified. But we can still see the energy. And once that connection between the energy and the energetic is set, and that's what Krishna is going to do in the future verses here. Once that is done, even when we are seeing the energetic, even when we are dealing with the energetic, we will be, even when we are seeing the energy and dealing with the energy,
you get a sense that you're close to the
energetic. See, that's what is Arjuna's intention also in this particular verse. Oh Krishna, supreme mystic, how shall I constantly think of you? And how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? And Vistarena Atmano Yoga Vibhutim Cha Janardana Bhuya Kathaya Triptirhi Shranvato Nasti Me Amritam. O Janardana, again please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you. For the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. And then, now Krishna is going to explain about his vibhutis from text number 19 onwards. Maybe we can take it in our next session then?
Yeah, sure. Let's focus on that. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chapter 10 is about Krishna describing his opulence. Krishna is telling about his opulence or vibhuti to Arjun, because Arjun is very dear to him and he believes it will benefit Arjun. Krishna is telling us about a basic principle. The more we know about God and we focus on Him, the quicker we will get elevated from the material platform to the Shudha Sattva platform. Krishna starts by telling that all the various qualities of living beings, be it intelligence, knowledge, birth, death, equanimity, charity, etc., are all created by him. We then discuss about the Chaturshloka verses. These 4 shlokas provide us with the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says that he is the source of all material and spiritual worlds, and everything emanates from him alone. The wise people who know this engage in devotional service and worship of Krishna with all their heart. Their thoughts dwell only in Krishna, and they derive immense satisfaction and joy in conversing about him. In return, Krishna gives them the intelligence to return back to him, and he dwells in their hearts and gives them knowledge to eradicate their ignorance. Krishna mentions that the right devotion requires a combination of intelligence and emotion, not emotion alone. We also understand the 9 steps of Bhakti Yoga. Shravanam, which is hearing about God. Kirtanam, which is chanting the holy name of God. Smaranam, which is remembering God, Pada Sevanam, which is serving the devotees of God and traveling to holy places, Archanam, which is worshipping the deity form of God, Vandanam, offering prayers to God, Dasyam, considering ourselves to be servants of God, Sakhyam, acting as a friend to God, and finally Atma Nivedanam, the most difficult one, which is totally surrendering to God. Of the above, Shravanam and Kirtanam are the most important. Arjuna is now excited and interested in knowing a lot more about God, which will be discussed in the next episode.